went from grooming pets at Petco to grooming pets of A-list celebrities in LA.
Yes.
How did you even do that? If you were able to say, all right, I have these 3 skills and I can transfer these 3 skills to any other industry, what would it be?
Adaptability. I would add in focus and also speed.
I'm glad you touched on that because it's what separates the average person from the above average person, right?
100%.
The average person tends to get an idea, then they think about the challenges, they think about the no's instead of let's just do it and see what happens. Fail? All right, let's move on to the next one. This paralysis.
Yes, analysis
This paralysis.
Yep.
You went through that actual journey of saying, first, let me build my career and then focus on a partner and their family. What is the advice that you would give a woman going through this dilemma right now?
Focus on yourself first.
Okay.
Love yourself first. Pour all that energy into yourself, into your business, into your goals. And the person that is going to be the best for you will come around.
So what would you say to the woman who they're in their 40s and they're like, man, that's a lie. I tried it and lost.
Even my mother would tell me like, hey, don't be so alpha. Like,
Really?
let the man lead.
Yeah. And how do you feel about that?
Oh, get out of my face.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Attorney Sekou podcast, where law meets life, stories turn into journeys, and journeys create legends. And today we have a legend in her own right, Miss Laura Ventura.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us all the way from from Hunters Creek.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Thank you so much for joining. All right, Laura, so let's jump straight into it. You went all the way from grooming pets at Petco to grooming pets of A-list
Yes.
celebrities in LA.
Yes.
How did you even do that? Like, that's a huge jump, a huge
It
transition.
was. Yeah. Ooh, there's a lot of little things that happen in between.
Yeah.
Let me just keep it short. I went into corporate America after being at Petco through my college years
How long were you at Petco?
for 3 years.
For 3 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
So once I got my bachelor's degree, I was like, let me go into corporate America.
Okay.
And it wasn't it. I was
No?
like, wait, I'm not, this cubicle life is not for me. I'm a busybody. I always have to be
Okay.
busy. I was like, something's missing. So I started doing a creative outlet and I started taking acting classes
Wow.
after my 9 to 5.
Okay.
And so in my head, I was like, I need to go to LA.
Yes.
And so,
Acting, right? So-
Yes, acting. Yeah, I need to go to LA. I told my parents I'm picking up, I'm going to LA. I'm chasing my dream. And I was like, well, I need a job while I do that. So that's pretty flexible. So that's when I was like, when was I last like the happiest? I go, it's working with animals. So
Hold on. A pin right there. So that's pretty interesting that in your mind you said, all right, for me to make this next step, I'm going to think back to when I was the most happy.
Yes, I literally asked myself that question.
Wow. And a lot of people don't even know that that's a thing, that's
Yeah.
a huge step forward, right?
It was a step forward, but in a lot of people's eyes, and sometimes in my mind, it was a 3 steps back because I came from corporate America. I was traveling the world.
Okay.
I was a marketing administrator for MAC
Yeah.
Cosmetics out in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went back to Petco to working with dogs because I wanted to be an actress. And people were like, you were just traveling the world and now you're back working with animals?
Yeah. Wow.
Like, ew. So I took 3 steps back because it made me happy, number one. Number two, I had a goal in mind, but I didn't know this at the time. It was going to be a giant leap forward.
Okay. And what was your goal in mind?
My goal was to groom dogs, make a good living in LA doing it, which I did, and be independent, but then, catch my big break in acting.
Okay. Did you catch a break?
No, so I started going into acting classes. I did an independent film.
Nice.
And I decided that acting, it was a very fake world.
Really?
Yes. And I had to go and see it for myself. It was, the vibes were off. I'm a big empath. There were a lot of people that were jaded in the industry. There was a lot of weird things going on.
Wow.
And I was like, wait, this doesn't feel right with my soul. It didn't sit right.
Okay.
And I remember I just text my peers in my acting class saying, hey guys, that's it. And they couldn't believe it.
Wow.
But I was okay with my decision because it just didn't feel right.
Yeah. But did it feel right in the sense that it was something that you had on your checklist, you checked it off, and you're good with moving forward because you did it?
Yes.
And you experienced it and you're like, that's not it.
Yes, exactly. I did it. I was in a couple shows. I was in one episode in South Beach Tow in Miami. Yeah, I went into auditions. I auditioned. I met casting directors. I met a lot of actors and directors. And,
okay.
Yeah.
What was your, because I know like in the, in film and in acting, like you tend to get casted for a certain type of role each time, right? Like your identity as an actress, right? Mm-hmm. What was your identity? I mean, what was your role? Like, was it the villain?
Yes, it was the villain.
Really?
I just
pulled that one out of the hat.
Wow, that's great. And you pulled out the Kissimmee
I didn't get
out
that
of the
energy,
hat too.
I promise.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was a villain. Sorry. In the indie film, it was like the other woman.
Really?
Yeah, and we had a showing. It was funny. We had a showing at a theater out in LA, and after the showing, everybody, like the audience, came out like looking at me like sideways, like you're so bad. And I'm like, it was just a film. It was just a character. Like I'm not really like that. So, but it was very fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. So then you text your peers and you're like, deuces, I'm out.
I'm out. That's when I decided I'm gonna go all in with a pet grooming business. Okay.
So were you still at Petco, or did you say, all right, I'm going to leave Petco and just start my business?
No. So I was at Petco in the beginning of LA again, in the beginning of California. And then I went into a company called Tail Washers. It was a small mom and pop shop out in Hollywood, in the Hollywood Hills. Mm-hmm. That's when I started bumping into a lot of celebrities, grooming their dogs.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was literally a neighborhood grooming shop right below the Hollywood Hills.
Okay. And what do you say the biggest skill that you had to learn to get this access? Was it your skill in grooming dogs or your interpersonal skills?
To get into the door of Tail Washers, like into the Hollywood grooming shop?
Correct, yeah.
I would say being personable, being able to really talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And also show up for myself once they saw that I was disciplined. And yeah, you do have to have an artistry to groom dogs because A-list celebrities are going to expect quality. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. And you were able to scale this business, right?
Yes.
Tell us how you scale, because I see here you have like a fleet of vans and stuff like that.
Yes.
Tell us some more about your business right now. Well, before you came to Florida.
Oh, okay. So I was a one-man band. Okay. I bought a van.
Yeah.
Out in Arizona, drove it to LA.
Really?
Yeah. Very humble beginnings. It was just me. Mm-hmm. I had a pet assistant, a pet stylist assistant there in LA. And something right before COVID told me, you're growing so much. I started getting a waiting list. So I had a big decision. Either I keep growing in LA or I move to Florida where my family is. And it was a scary jump because I was making very good money in LA. I had a lot of exposure to important people. You know, they trusted me with their animals. So it was like, but I was like, no, I have the power. It's not where I'm at. It's who I am. I take this with me. So I literally towed my van cross country, and I started here from zero.
Wow. So many questions on that though.
Yes.
And I'm sure my listeners would want to know, like, how did you even build your brand? Because if you had the confidence to be like, you know, I'm the shit, so it doesn't matter where I'm at.
Yeah, no, it does not matter.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to win regardless.
Yeah.
You had to have some type of brand that you were moving, right?
Yeah.
So what was your brand in LA, and how did you grow that brand?
My brand in LA was my reputation.
Okay, which was
people knew me already as I groomed in tail washers for about 2.5 years. And then when I went on my own, people would go into the grooming salon asking, where's Laura? Where's Laura?
Okay.
And so my van, because it has decals outside of it, I'm a driving billboard.
Ah, okay.
Okay. Also social media. Every time I would do one dog, even if I had one dog on my schedule, I would do 5 pieces of content.
Really?
Yes. And so like my 9 to 5 was grooming dogs, but my 5 to 9 was uploading all that.
And editing and all that.
Editing. I love all that. I studied marketing also.
Got you.
That was my bachelor's, marketing and advertising.
Okay.
So I do have a business mindset.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you were in corporate America.
I was in corporate America.
Doing marketing, right?
Marketing, yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I was exposed to a lot of little different things that, have to do with business.
Yeah.
But to be honest, my work ethic is crazy.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's what really pulled me through. And not being scared to say, hey, this is my gift. And, I do believe that this was a God-given gift. This is what I was meant to do in this realm.
Wow.
And I've been, I could have chosen a lot of roads, but this road is always the one that shows up. And I'm like, all right, let me give it 100%.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So then you built the brand.
Right.
And a lot of it was just grinding, of course.
Right. Yeah.
But also marketing, social media.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Having that consistent presence.
Right.
But a lot of people said that the successful brands, right, solve a problem.
Yes.
What was a problem that you were solving in a market where there are a lot of groomers out there and a lot of big box corporations?
Right.
But what problem were you solving to where people said, no, I'm not going to choose Petco. I'm going to come to Laura?
So one of the things is that I save them something they can never get back, and that's time. I go to them. They don't have to go drop off their dog and leave them in the grooming salon for 5 hours and then pick them up later on.
Okay.
So I make it very convenient. I also do a one-on-one interaction with the dog. So there's no other animals. If you've ever been into a grooming salon with a lot of animals, it's very busy. It's very chaotic.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. Some dogs are stressed because they're energy readers.
Got it.
I also do cats.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I love cats.
Yeah?
Yes. And so cats are also really worked up at a grooming salon. So giving that service, I'm able to give back the time to their client of driving over to the grooming salon, picking them up. And also I'm servicing the animal at the best of my ability because it's only me and them.
Gotcha.
And so there is more personalized. I'm able to take my time and not do, not do quantity, but quality.
Gotcha.
And charge my worth.
Okay.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah.
And how did you determine your worth? Because as entrepreneurs, right, as people scale, one roadblock that a lot of younger entrepreneurs face is knowing how to price.
Right.
Do I price to get quantity? Do I price to go after quality? But maybe I don't have the brand or the bandwidth to price there. How did you determine what your worth and your prices were going to be?
So I don't charge by the time because then that's a disservice. Some people are like, well, how much does this take you? I'm very skilled. So what takes somebody 2 hours is going to take me an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay.
So I'm cutting myself short there.
Yeah.
I price based on the end product.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
like, what does the industry do?
The industry does, the industry pretty much does like weight and then breed and type of haircut.
Okay.
So I do take those things in consideration because I have to say, okay, your dog is a large doodle. It's severely matted. I have to take X amount of time. Cool. But how is that dog going to come out feeling? And how is that dog going to come out looking? And is that dog going to have a good experience?
I was just about to say that. So you are combining everything into more than a service.
Yes.
You're turning it into an experience.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I tell my team this.
Yeah.
I go, this isn't a service. This is an experience.
Yeah.
To not only the pets that we service, but them too.
Yeah.
The owners.
The best analogy is almost like Disney, right? Disney says that they're not selling rides.
No.
Or the overpriced T-shirts. Mm-hmm. It's an entire experience that
100%.
You're paying for.
Yes, 100%.
I love that. Okay, so then you moved to Florida.
Yep.
But you didn't have a client base, or you came here with a book of business already waiting?
Zero client base from zero. Yeah, from zero.
And how was that reset?
It was a little nerve-wracking. I'm not going to lie, because, you know, you want to get busy right away. But again, I'm like, Laura Ventura just got to Orlando, Florida, baby. Like, I really, man, I drink my Kool-Aid. I don't care. Like, I really believe in myself. So you're like your biggest cheerleader? I am, because I've worked really hard. Okay. And when you put in work, you're just like, man, I've been doing this since I was 17. Like, and I really love it. That's why it's like, it's my passion. So I'm like, okay. I, you know, that's how I see it. I feel like I'm doing a big service grooming animals. So yeah, I mean, I pushed marketing. I pushed what I knew, I pushed marketing because I knew how to do it. And I would park up my vans in different parking lots in like busy, you know, shopping centers. Okay. I visited every vet and every boarding facility in the Orlando area. Hold on. Before you run down that list, right? Yeah. Just landed in Florida, zero book of business, already used to having high clientele, but no, you're starting from ground zero. Yeah. 90 days. What was your mindset? What was your playbook for your first 90 days here with zero clients? I had to do something every day so people knew who I was and what I do. Okay. That's all. My mindset was just set on that. Okay. If I could push out content so people or put myself in front of people that could help me get clients, that's all I could do. And, you know, that started compounding. Yeah. Word of mouth spread like wildfire. Cool. And yeah. So you said when you pulled up your van to busy shopping areas and just waited, or you handed out flyers, or what were you doing? So I didn't hand out flyers. I only handed out like my business cards to vets and boarding places and even grooming places, because some people need mobile grooming. Gotcha. Instead of, you know, because sometimes they have senior dogs or cats or. So I introduced myself as a new business in Orlando. Hey, this is my name, my website. I would park up my van and then go home and work on marketing. And I would get phone calls from that because my phone number was on my van. Okay. And I started grooming my family and my friends first that I knew here. And then from there, things just started picking up. Slowly but surely. And I made sure that every time I would go to a new client's house, I would book them for I would say 4 to 6 weeks. So all of my clients are in a consistent schedule with us. Got it. So you didn't just try to get one sale, you try to get them on a reoccurring. Yeah. Okay. So from day one, how long would you say it took you to get your business to where you had a waiting list? I would say within the first year, I already had a waiting list. Wow. Very impressive. Thank you. Very, very impressive. All right. So you started with one van, right? What was the single biggest fear you had to overcome to go from solo groomer to like CEO of a team? Giving up control. Yeah? Yeah. Woo. Yes, giving up control. Okay. Yeah, because I was so meticulous on how I did things, and I care so much about the animals, and I didn't want anybody to step in and mess anything up, or my name or my brand, or do anything to the animals. So it was, you know, that was a fear that I had to overcome. Okay. And how did you overcome it? Was it a matter of training, putting in systems and process? Yes. How did you actually implement and create your culture? So I came up with a training strategy. I built a system for that. So anybody that comes into Pawz All, this is the Pawz All way. We do this first and we do this second, then we do. And I make it real simple and bland so anybody could understand. Yeah. And I feel like that's a big misstep by like a lot of entrepreneurs that are scaling, right? Yes. Who have employees. Yes. Like there is no system that employees can actually follow. Like there's no clear-cut way of how to do things. Yeah. And then it creates chaos and having to repeat yourself, and then you lose time, and with losing time you lose clients as well. So how long did it take for you to realize that I had to create a system? Right when I hired my first employee. She came in knowing nothing. So she wasn't a groomer. Okay. I brought her in as a pet stylist assistant, so she was just assisting me, and I trained her from zero.
Okay.
And I was able to watch her grow.
Yeah.
And she's my lead manager now.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So give us one specific non-negotiable standard, right, that you have in Pawz All playbook that any service business can steal right now and instantly elevate their customer experience.
Always give them more than they're asking.
That's a good one.
Like, I tell my team, you first and foremost, you got to be happy to be there. Like, you really have to pull up to the house. Again, go back to it being an experience.
Yeah.
You know? And then also, we really connect with the client. We really ask them questions. We go above and beyond to understand their pet, their needs. Mm-hmm. We give them feedback on their dog. This is a lot of things that aren't expected of us. We could just go pull up, groom your dog, and check you out, and that's it. But we actually sit there and connect with the client, tell them about their dog, tell them something cute that their dog or cat did today. Those are things, and you know what? Nothing's gonna beat relationships. Once you have a relationship with your client, forget about it. That's it. That's the magic. Again, personal skills. You could be the top CEO, but if you don't have personal skills or emotional intelligence.
Yeah, that's huge. Okay, so here's a challenge that a lot of small business owners have, right? In terms of this one employee. Do you take the employee that has all the personal skills, but but they aren't as competent? Or would you take the person that's like extremely competent, high artistry, but zero personal skills?
I always say I can't build your character, but I could build your skills.
Okay.
There is one of my employees. She might not be the best groomer, but this girl is the highest tipped groomer.
Wow.
In my team. I'm going to say that again. She is the highest tipped groomer on my team, and I know why. Because of the connection, and because of I know that she knows her that she doesn't do it as perfect but wow, she is a ray of sunshine, and that shows. Yeah. So I would always take somebody that I could build up. I could always build up your skill set, but your character, man, that's on you. That's on you. I can't do that for you.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, so the dark side of it, right? Behind the celebrity clients and the perfect puppy cuts, right?
Yep.
What's the ugliest, most unglamorous part of building this type of business that nobody sees or can understand?
I feel like number one is we deal with live animals. That's number one, right? They're trusting us with pretty much their kid that can't talk. So that's pressure within itself. You want to make sure that safety is a number one priority. There's some things that you're not going to be able to control. Animals sometimes have their bad days like humans, and you have to juggle your employees and their emotions, and then the animals and like their attitudes, and you have to learn how to pair them both. I'm not going to put one of my employees with a very high anxiety dog when I know her personality, so these are like the little things that if you really somebody from the outside looking in wouldn't really be able to pinpoint that, but I feel like that's probably
I wouldn't understand that.
Yeah.
And what's the size of your team right now?
We're 5.
Okay. Wow.
5 women.
And what has been your biggest challenge into selecting each person?
I would say my biggest challenge is for sure character, but I have the gift of discernment. So I do things within the interview process that will allow me to see where they're at mentally. And I stand by something is when somebody shows you something once, believe them.
Absolutely.
And that's
I'm into that. Yeah.
Yes. And that's also has come, I've learned that through failure, through picking the wrong people.
Yeah.
And then I look back and
you have to go through that though.
Yes, you have to go through that.
Yeah.
Yes. As a business owner, you're going to sometimes pick the wrong people, and then you're going to see and you're going to say, damn, there were signs.
Yes.
So then you learn.
Yeah.
But yeah, and everybody has different personalities. That's something too that I have to kind of juggle with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself working in the business more or on the business? Like, because you're at year what now in your company?
8.
So year 8, are you 50-50? Where are you as a CEO? In the business or on the business?
On the business now.
Okay.
But I still have to be in the vans at least twice a week to keep my sanity.
Nice. Whereas day one, you were in. You were all in.
Man, I was all in.
Yeah.
I was all in.
And a lot of people tend to want to skip that step.
Yes. But you can't skip that step. That's the most important step.
Yeah. It is.
It's the most important step. People, you can't.
Yeah. How do you switch off the artist brain, right? Which wants every haircut to be perfect, and turn on the CEO that focuses on payroll and scaling?
It was very difficult. And I feel like a lot of people don't talk about that transition.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a different part of my brain I have to switch on.
Yeah.
So, I had to definitely create a schedule for myself because my body was so used to, it had like muscle memory. I would get up, I would put my grooming clothes on, and I would hit the road and do 5 dogs, or 6 dogs. Now my days look a little different. So I feel like if you're organized and you do a to-do list beforehand or for like that week and you start breaking out your days and do like time blocks, that really
so time
helps.
blocks works for you.
Yes, it does. Like, okay, mornings, let's schedule people because that's what brings the money in.
Yes.
Having people on my schedule. So let's schedule all my clients, make sure everybody's good. If I have to reschedule people, let's do that. Then marketing. Let's do 4 pieces of content. Mm-hmm. Let's push that out. Then I work on my YouTube channel. Then I worked on my online courses.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have like a whole ecosystem going on.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Do you have marketing content team, or you still do everything yourself, like from day one?
No, I do. I do have a marketing content team. Yeah, I have a VA.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
What challenge? Right. Obviously, you're doing it as a boss lady, woman entrepreneur. What has been a unique challenge you think you've experienced as a successful woman CEO?
A challenge that I've experienced. I don't know.
If there's any.
CEO. To be honest, no. To be honest, there hasn't really been. I could say a challenge. Hold on. As a woman CEO, time out. I have vans. I have a fleet of vans.
Yes.
And you almost have to be like, you have to understand how to be a mechanic sometimes with these vans.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that go on that people don't see. Generators, generator oil changes. I think that's been my biggest challenge, like learning how everything works, having to understand that if something goes wrong with the van, how to troubleshoot, how to fix it.
Wow.
And sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm just a girl. Like, why? Why do I have to use a screwdriver? Like, what? Yeah. But hey, listen, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
So you figured out that.
Yeah. Oh, I know a lot about generators.
Wow.
A lot.
So you chose the road of saying, all right, you know what? I'm just going to figure it out myself instead of hiring this man to do it.
I mean, hold on. I have my team of guys, but that's the thing.
Pump the brakes.
You gotta know what these guys are doing, because if not, they see a woman coming into a mechanic and they're like, let me hustle her.
I'm glad you said that.
Let me hustle her. And I'm like, nope.
Not today.
Not today. I know exactly what's going on with my generator. I know this, and this, and this. And that tire needs to be switched, and I have warranty on it. Yeah. So I love it. In these 8 years, yeah.
Okay. All right. So the pet industry is booming, right?
Yes.
But also crowded with low cost competition, right?
Oof. Kills me.
Is luxury pet care a sustainable niche, or is it a bubble waiting to burst?
No, it is a sustainable niche. This is why. There is no regulations in grooming. Anybody could wake up tomorrow and say, well, I'm a groomer. Buy some clippers and start grooming. Nobody's going to tell you anything.
Yeah.
So if you are a groomer and you're investing in continuous education, or you're competing and people see you out there really learning and, putting that into your craft, what's going to happen is that you're going to already go into a luxury umbrella. And if you market yourself like that, because you have that credibility.
Got you. Wow. So is there and this is for our viewers who it's the first time they're hearing about luxury pet grooming. Can you actually go to a course? Can you get certifications?
Yes, you can get certifications. You can go to a course. There's the corporate companies, they do an apprenticeship program within their companies. You can also go to a grooming school.
Okay, so there's grooming school.
Yeah, but I mean, that piece of paper doesn't say anything. You're really a groomer when you could do 5 dogs that are super bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a piece of paper. And because this, and none of the states, I think California is going to start, but there are no regulations. So there's not like a board of exam that you have to pass to be a groomer, nothing like that. So.
Okay. So you also have a course?
Yes, I do.
All right. Tell us about your course.
Okay. So I have 2 courses. The first one is called Mobile Grooming for Bosses. And that's where I structured out everything within 9 chapters on how to build a successful mobile grooming business and scale it.
Wow.
I talk about everything there. And I talk about my downfalls and all the mistakes that you could make along the way.
Okay.
I've helped numerous people do it across the United States, and I've seen them to the finish line where they have their van and they're still, they still have their business till this day.
So hold on. So where do you find the time to do that, plus also run this business?
I was so used to working 9 to 5 and then 5 to 9 in my business. So like when I'm not working when I was grooming and I was working in the business, when I would be grooming in the daytime, I knew at night I wanted to create this course. And I would work 5 to 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Thank you.
And you have a franchise model, right?
So yes, that's our next project. Our franchise is going to be done by end of November. Yeah.
And the premise behind this is creating wealth for groomers.
Yeah. So I want to create wealth for groomers. And I want to also get people, entrepreneurs or investors into this space. But I want to do a franchise because I want to hold the quality to a certain standard. And I feel like there's no franchise out there that are owned by groomers.
So you want to give the power back to the people.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the one trait that you're looking for in a franchise that matters more than their grooming skills?
Sorry, say that again.
What's the one trait that you're looking for in a franchisee, right, that matters more than their actual grooming skills?
I would say a person that is coachable.
Okay.
That's willing to listen. That's willing to take the steps. Sometimes you tell people, listen, you should go this route because of this and this and this. Yeah. And they don't do it. And I'm just like, and then they figure it out later on. And you're like, but I told you because I've been there already. So like, I just need them to be coachable because I've done this. I've done this twice and I keep doing it because I keep getting new vans. So. Okay.
All right. So building this awesome brand, right? What's a personal luxury or part of your own life that you've had to groom to make it work?
I don't really understand, but I would say my mindset.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, yeah, like my mindset.
Okay.
I read books. I read a lot of books. I do a lot of audiobooks because I'm always on the go. So instead of putting on music, I do audiobooks, and that's reset my subconscious mind.
Okay. In interviewing a lot of female entrepreneurs, right? There's always a balance, right?
Right, yeah.
What has been things that you've had to balance that compete with your baby, which is your business?
Ooh, man. I would say like the pressures of settling down, getting married, having a baby. I feel like as a Latin woman, like I get kind of side-eyed, like, oh, you're already 30 something and you don't have all that. And it's just like, I focused so much on my baby and because that was going to kind of compete. Yeah. And if it didn't fit, if it wasn't the right puzzle piece, it could have really messed me up along the way.
And do you believe that that is a social construct or yeah. Do you think that's a social construct?
Yes, absolutely.
And do you believe that women should subscribe to that where they have to choose one or they could do both?
No. I feel like we were very much lied to. Yeah. And we were very much brought up, saying, hey, you guys have to bear children and you have to be married and you have to do all these things. And you kind of, even my mother would tell me like, hey, don't be so alpha.
Really?
Like, let the man lead.
Yeah. And how do you feel about that?
Oh, get out of my face. I mean, I just got engaged. Let's
Okay,
just say
congrats.
that. You know what I mean? Thank you. But yeah, no, I don't. I think it's a really big fat lie. And I'm here. Hey, you could have your kids and also make it happen.
Yeah.
But I decided to focus on that other side of that. Let me build something for myself because it was a lot more exciting and it was always constant.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something that can never walk away from me or say, hey, you know,
Yeah.
we're done.
And you were still able to get your ring. So I mean, essentially you won, right?
I won. I won, no complaints.
Yeah.
You know, man, to all the females, like, thinking or having like this train of thought where I'm too old or, you know, I'm spoiled milk. I haven't had kids yet. I've just worked my butt off. Like, you could manifest whoever you want into your life. It could happen.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So what would you tell that woman, right? Since you went through that actual journey of saying, all right, you know what, let me focus on this one thing that can't walk away from me. First, let me build my career and then focus on a partner and potentially a family.
Right.
What is the advice that you would give a woman going through these choices and this dilemma right now?
You could have it all. However, you're going to come out a lot better on the other side if you build something very stable for yourself, because then the person that comes in is going to match that.
Okay.
And that's, you know, that's what's really important. Focus on yourself first.
Okay.
Love yourself first. Pour all that energy into yourself, into your business, into your goals. And the person that is going to be the best for you will come around.
Wow. So what would you say to the woman who they're in their 40s and they're like, man, that's a lie. I tried it and lost.
You have to start learning how to manifest and also I did a very simple practice and I believe that writing something down will make it happen.
Yeah.
And so I wrote down all the qualities in the man that I wanted.
Okay.
And I was very specific. So when that person came into my life, I was like, I read all those qualities and he checked off all of them.
Wow.
And it was a very specific list.
Wow.
And also date, because you don't know what you don't know what you like yet. You know, if you haven't if you could say, hey, I've tried everything, and you have to get out there, get to know people. Don't get into long-term relationships until you feel comfortable, you're sure. Just date to get to know what you like or what you don't like or what you're going to value.
Very, 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 very impressive. And I'm sure somebody's going to grab that and be like, let me write down.
Just write it down. Be as specific as possible. And a really good trick is to read it. Read it out loud to yourself.
Yeah.
Randomly. It doesn't have to be every day. It could be twice a week.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So you've built a strong YouTube channel, right?
Yes.
What's more valuable to your business now? A new corporate client or 10,000 new followers or subscribers?
A new what? A new client? Or?
Yeah. I'm like, what's more important to you right now? Is it a new corporate client or getting 10,000 new subscribers?
So I don't really look at the subscribers. I feel like it's who's following you, not how many people are
That's
following
so true.
you. Because when I had a very small following, I was able to blow my course out of the water when it launched. And I was impressed. And I was like, wow, it's true.
Yeah.
You don't have to have these many subscribers to make, to make an impact.
Yeah.
It's just, who are your subscribers?
Absolutely. And I think in this generation or this era where you have influencers and you see people with 1 million followers and you only have 5,000, but the person with 1 million, they can't generate the cash flow that say somebody with 5,000. Like, there's a huge misconception about that that 1 million followers may not always turn into $1 million, right?
100%.
And how do you follow your metrics? Like, how do you gauge how your subscribers are following is doing. Are you engaging? Are you on the back end, like reaching out to them via emails? How do you do that?
So I use Kajabi, which I'll go ahead and I created a funnel.
Okay.
So once they watch my webinar, they're in my funnel, or once they click something in, they're in my funnel, and then I collect their email addresses. I also respond whenever I can. And I always thank everybody in each of my YouTube videos. I thank people for watching me, for following me, for, looking at my journey. If I get an email or a text message from somebody, or sometimes I'll get the random phone call saying, I've been watching you from the very beginning. I just called to tell you, that means the world. So I'll definitely,
the world, right?
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And I respond and really just try to bring value to everybody that listens.
Wow, that's awesome. If you were able to say, all right, I have these 3 skills that are transferable, right, from this industry as a businesswoman, and I can transfer these three skills to any other industry and be equally as successful, what would it be?
Adaptability. Throw anything at me, I'm going to figure it out.
There you go.
You have to be adaptable. Things are not going to go as you plan. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? It's like life is going to throw you some curveballs to see if you got it. But my hope and my faith that is very deep rooted. I could be in the trenches, but I'm like, oh no, tomorrow we're going to get out of this. You're going to
see the other side.
Yeah, we're going to see the other side. And also, nothing beats hard work.
Right.
Nothing. If you're willing to put your, pull your sleeves up and figure it out, and also, I would add in focus, the ability to focus, to focus on one task and see it through. A lot of people can't do that, and that's what I've noticed. I'm like, there's another one that's really important: speed.
Yes. Yeah.
Once you're thinking about an idea and you're it's in your head and you're like, but should I, would, I've already done it. I already did it, failed 5 times and figured it out. Speed.
Yeah. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because even personally in my journey as an entrepreneur and a business owner, especially the last couple of years, for me, focus has been the most important one for me, because focus not only on staying on the path, but being able to say no.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Because the more sophisticated you get as an entrepreneur, and the more resources you have, the more opportunities that are going to come your way. And I learned the whole theory about the woman in the red dress, right? It's you're going to get distracted, even though it may seem like it's this amazing opportunity, but then it takes away the focus from your main thing.
Yeah.
So it's really staying on that path that a lot of entrepreneurs have that problem with, right? They hear the theory about 7 streams of income, right? But they don't realize that the people who said that, they started off with one main thing.
Yes, there's a book on
fed the
that.
others.
It's that one thing.
So
yeah,
the distraction, especially the more resources you accumulate and the more sophisticated you get, being able to say no and staying focused, it gets increasingly harder.
Yes, it does, especially nowadays. Yeah, with the phones, with media thrown at us, and
exactly. And then speed. I think that's one thing for me. I mean, other than doing track my whole life.
Cool. You're all okay.
Speed. I'm glad you touched on that, because it's what separates the average person from the above average person, right? 100%. Because the average person tends to get an idea, then they think about the challenges, they think about the no's, instead of let's just do it and see what happens. Fail, all right, let's move on to the next one. Yeah. And people get this paralysis.
Yes, analysis paralysis. Yep.
And they don't move, right? I prefer to try it and it doesn't work out and I lose, then I move on to the next thing. Whereas the person is still sitting there, be like, I need to do this, I need to get this, I need to.
Exactly.
No, just do it.
Yeah, exactly. Just do it. YOLO. You only live once.
Exactly. So I'm really glad that you mentioned that. Are you happy?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Yes. And that was one of the things I asked for. I wanted, above all, happiness, because I had my corporate dream job.
Mm-hmm.
And from the outside, I was traveling. It's a very luxurious, glamorous job. And I was so unhappy. And I know how it feels to get up and like not want to go to work.
Wow.
And so I am so happy now.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So I'm so thankful.
But happiness, the definition of happiness to everyone is different, right?
It is.
What's your definition of happiness to where you say that box is checked and I'm happy?
Oh my God. Getting to work on something every day that I absolutely love.
Wow.
It doesn't even feel like work.
Yes.
And people have told me like, Laura, you got to slow down. You're working too much, this and that. And I'm like, it doesn't feel like work. This is like my hobby. I would do this if I didn't get paid.
Love that. And I mean, this is coming from a person where you did the degree, you did the schooling, you went through corporate.
Yes.
You moved to a massive major city.
Yes.
So you went through the whole circle, but it brought you back to...
Brought me back.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
If you could give your 21-year-old self, go back and give one piece of advice, what would it be?
Oh man, I'd be like, it's not, it's all going to work out. Yeah. It's going to work out way better than you expected. Just hold on for the ride and try everything you want to try. I don't regret one single thing, because hindsight is 20/20. When I look back and I think about acting classes, okay, I didn't become a major actress, but it helped me build my YouTube channel.
Wow.
It helped me be on camera.
There you go.
You know, and a lot of people, I didn't know people were camera shy. Like, I didn't understand that. I'm like, I want to be in front of the camera. They're like, Laura, you're not scared of it. But I'm like, because I took acting classes and I built that.
Wow. And so many of these skills along our journey, you don't know it's going to be a useful skill until you're in it.
Yeah.
Like, I remember before I became an attorney as a personal trainer, right? Uh-huh. And we had to learn how to be able to go up to somebody who has headphones in and they're doing their workout and be able to stop them and convince them to do a session with you.
Wow.
Right? And doing that over and over. So like for me, I feel like I can talk to anybody, right? It doesn't matter if it's a pissed off attorney or a stoic judge or a client who's just lost anything. I know within that first 2 minutes I can try to disarm them because of those skills from being there isn't a more intimidating scenario than somebody who's just trying to get their workout in.
Right.
And you have to take out your headphones.
Like, hey, can I talk to you for a second?
Exactly.
That's dumb.
But no, it's so useful now.
Yeah.
And being able to sell. So just like you doing acting classes, moving across the country. But it's you have found a way to integrate it into your success right now, and that's so cool.
Yes, thank you.
That's so cool.
Thank you.
Wow, Laura, this was an amazing conversation.
I know,
amazing conversation.
I enjoyed it.
Last question: if you had to give a piece of advice to an entrepreneur or a woman right now that's watching and they're facing all these different challenges, but they want to get to where you are, what would your piece of advice be?
Write down how you want your life to look like. Mm-hmm. Just trust me on this. Just write it down.
Yes.
And read it. And read it occasionally to yourself, okay?
Yeah. And
focus. This outside noise, if you need to leave and move to another city, it's not going to be easier for you, but there's a relief in that because nobody knows you. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. Mm-hmm. Some young women, and I was young, I was in my 20s once too. You want to flaunt, you want to feel like you have something. Listen, you don't know yourself yet. Try everything you possibly are into.
Yeah.
And see what you really love. And the thing that you're going to stick with is a thing that when you do this thing, time is going to be passing you by and you're not even going to realize it's passing you by. That's when you're going to know. But make your list.
Yeah.
And focus. Stop listening to the outside noise. Stop listening to the opinions of others. Try everything you like. Mm-hmm. And then you're just trust yourself. You're going to know.
Laura, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Sophia, you heard that? Amazing. Thank you so much, Laura. This was
of course.
amazing. This was a great,
Yeah,
great convo. I love your energy.
I love your energy too. I feel like we finish each other's sentences.
Yes.
You're in my head a lot.
Yes, yes. Laura, how can people find you?
They could find me on Pawz All. So our Instagram is Pawz All. I have a YouTube channel, Pawz All. And
that's
also WZANDALL.
Okay, PAWZ.
Z.
Okay.
ANDALL. And the LauraVentura.com is up and coming.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's going to be more of me.
Nice.
But yeah, you can see my brand and you can see a lot of me on that handle. We're on TikTok. I love TikTok, by the way.
Nice.
TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook.
Any skits coming up soon since you're actress?
No, but I need to get on it, man, because those make me so happy to do. It's funny to do. Yeah, I'm going to get on that.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Thanks.